course, in December, the West Montgomery and the East Montgomery pages are going to go away. So at that point, everybody needs to be using the Montgomery Central web page. And we want to make sure that you know how to access that you have access to it, and that your page has all the necessary requirements. Now, if you'll go to this document, we're just going to start from that document. And like I said, we've got Mark here to help us today and Susie to help us. We just want to make sure that you have as much information. And then, of course, at the very bottom, we have a place for questions for Katie. She wasn't able to join us today. Just in case that, we have questions for her that we can't get to. Because if you'll notice, and one of the things we're going to talk about, the format of the pages have definitely changed. So very first things first, how do I log in? Now, some of you may already have done this time and time again. You may not need this information, but some people do need it. So I'm going to start with that very first question, how do I log in? I'm going to go over to the Montgomery County Schools page. At the very, very top, you'll see right here where it says sign in. You can go, that will always be there. Even if you're on this page or you're the Montgomery Central page, you'll go to sign in, and it should automatically sign you in right here. Now, for some reason, if it's been forever since you've been in this system, you may have to do forgot my password. And if that doesn't work, it should send it to your school email, and it should send you an email if you have forgotten your password. It should be just your first name dot last name. Now, if you've already tried that and it does not work, what I would like for you to do on this form that we're working together, this is a working document, I would like for you to go to the bottom and, put your name and put your location and say, I cannot get my sign in to work. Okay? If you're with me on that, can you give me the thumbs up? I need to go back so I can see you. Everybody with me so far? You know where to put it if you can't sign in.
And remember, it's usually the same sign-in you use for your computer.
Probably. All right, so I'm going back to share. So I'm going to go sign in. Once I'm signed in, it's going to take me back to that page. So then I'm going to go up and click on My Account, Site Manager. My Account, Site Manager. Now, mine is going to look a little bit different because I have several different schools that I am connected to. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to have Mark to go here and help you as well. But what I wanted you to know, whenever you first get in, this is what I want to talk about, because if you did not pay attention to the training that we talked about this summer, if you'll notice right there, it says this looks different. Site Manager interface has changed. And this is why I was hoping that Katie could join us today, because I know she and Mark have worked with it the most. But Blackboard has launched a new Site Manager Ultra Design. This will look different. It used to be like a brown looking color. Now it's purple and black. And they say that it's more user friendly. I think that for the most part, all the elements are there. It just looks different. Now, so if you already looked at it, it just looks different. It looks a whole lot different than what it looked like before. The colors are different. It's supposed to be, I guess, more user friendly, maybe more ADA compliant. I'm not sure, but it just looks different. All the elements are there. Would you agree, Mark?
Yes.
Just has a different look to it. So if you have any questions about that, here's the thing, the problem with that. I wish that Blackboard would have already made videos based on the new interface, but they did not. If you'll go look to any of the help stuff, all the help stuff still says the old interface. And any of the videos, like there's a whole channel on YouTube with all of these videos, but if you'll notice, it's all the old interface. But like I said, the same elements are there, so don't get confused by that. Like I said, the colors have changed, but it's still the same Blackboard that we've always used. All right, next things next. Does anybody have any questions about the interface, how it looks? You know that it has changed and you know how to get into it. I'm going to stop right there. I know sometimes I talk fast. You good?
Yeah, maybe give everybody a chance to try to get in.
Okay, so if you'll take just a minute, see if you can get into your page. If you cannot get into your page, please, at the bottom of that form, go ahead and tell us that you cannot get in.
And then the way to handle this is have several tabs open on your computer, like have the document open in a tab, have this meeting open in a tab, and then open your website in another tab so you can kind of go back and forth.
Another thing you can do too, if you go ahead and go to your faculty and staff page on the website, when you go to it, there should be an edit this page button show up automatically on your page.
Oh, yeah, you can click on the link there. Hey, Nora, you know, you can show more tiles
Cool.
if you want to show more of us.
Oh, I'm not presenting right now. Unless you just want me to present.
No, I was just saying for the layout. Let's see. Here, let's see. Like if you, just so y'all know, if you go down to the bottom right of your Meet and click on the 3 dots, go up to change layout. There's a little slide bar, and you can go up to like 49 tiles. Like I can see, I'm going to put it at maximum, and then I can see a whole bunch of you. Which is nice.
Okay. Cool. All right, so I think that most of you have had a chance to sign in. Like I said, if you cannot sign in, please go to this page, and down at the bottom, if you'll scroll down to the bottom, if you'll just add your name and your location, and we'll try our best to get you to where you need to be. All right, next things next. We've sent out a list of what needs to be on your overview page. And when I say overview page, I just pulled up an overview page right here. So I'm just going to go to a faculty member, and I think I just chose Mr. Aiken earlier. The very first thing that you'll see overview, and of course, overview should be active over here on this side. When you click on it, the cool thing is it's the same kind of editing that it used to be. You're going to click on the green pencil, and you're going to go in here and you're going to make sure you have all of those elements that we have on this list. So definitely you need to have your name. You need to have your email address. You need to have the school's phone number. Then, of course, you need to have if you have Remind or you have Google Voice, any of those numbers, you need to have your office hours. I think that you talked about those in the very first faculty meeting. Definitely when parents can contact you, and your live instruction times. I would not put the link for your live instruction times. If you have a Google Meet link, do not put that link because anybody and their brother could join it. And then, of course, directions to use your LMS. So if you're using Google Classroom, I would say, for my instruction, I'm using Google Classroom, and you will log into that through your Montgomery County School account. Or if you're using Canvas, you would say, for my instruction, I'm using Canvas Learning Management System. Please log in with your IAM account. And you can put any kind of general directions, but I would not put a specific link unless, some people do like to put the Canvas open link for their page, but I would not suggest that because, like I said, anybody from the general public could go there. There's no sense in that. Just tell them that you have it. And then, of course, optional, and I see Ms. McLean's in this meeting, you could put your grading policy. This you already should have on your Canvas page anyway. And then, of course, optional, you could put your syllabus. That's completely up to her and whatever she thinks her requirements are for you. But I just said optional because I wasn't sure what her requirements are. Ms. McLean, is there anything else that you would like for them to have on their webpage as a requirement?
Unmute yourself. Put on your microphone. Yeah.
Thank you. I really hadn't thought much about it yet. That's maybe something we can talk about in our faculty meeting Wednesday or through SIT.
Okay.
But if they have ideas of things that they think should be there, tell them to, or I hope everybody will bring that up.
Okay. The only thing that, like I said, a concern, of course, anything that they put on there, you have to make sure that it's going to be ADA compliant. And remember, we went through a whole training on that last time, and I put the link for that training right here. The cool thing is when you actually go in over here in this bottom corner, it will show, like I'm just on Mr. Aiken, I hope he doesn't mind. It will show over here in your accessibility report. It shows if you have any kind of issues. So, for example, I know we talked about like the font has to be a certain color. If you put a link on there, make sure all your links are working. The big thing is if you put like videos, they have to also include closed captioning. So remember when we did that training, we talked about just keeping it down to the bare bones kind of thing, just basic information. And I would like to switch over now to Mark, if you don't mind. Mark, do you mind showing them your page and just talking about that, sir?
Okay.
So I stopped sharing. If you don't mind sharing, please, sir.
Got to learn this one. I hadn't done this one yet.
Oh, it's okay. So down at the bottom, you'll see present screen. And then you'll put your entire screen and then click the screen that you want to share. And I appreciate you joining us today, Mark. Thank you.
No problem. Make sure I got the right one here.
Because it's easier to show them for an example that you actually have. So, yes, sir, you got it. Thank you.
All right. I just went in, I created tables, but put in different things here that we had. I used to be able to share a template so that other people could use the same thing, but I haven't seen in this new version how I can share the template. But I wanted to show you one other thing too, and I've got too much over there. If you look over here on the right-hand side, you see all these extra buttons over here. There's a little teacher one about the teacher. So if you wanted to add that in, if you wanted to add one of these modules in, the only thing you would have to do, if you click and drag it, it'll let you put it either above it, in the middle, wherever you want to add it at, and you could just drag and drop it to put it wherever you want to, and would add it to it. I think like one's assignments. So if you wanted to add in your assignments, you just drag and drop it over there, and notice down here at the bottom it adds in your assignments that you wanted to add in. If you don't want it, there's a little trash can, you can just delete it then. So there's all kinds of things. There's assignments, there's articles, there's announcements, there's files if you wanted to add files into it. There's a photo gallery if you wanted to put in pictures. So there's all kinds of things that you can add in. I'm not really sure, Nora, what all do you want me to, if there's something that you would specifically you want me to show them?
No, I think that that's good. Like I said, they don't necessarily have to put those about the teacher page. I think that the overview page is good enough, and if as long as you know the school agrees on that, and you know it really depends on what the school wants to do. I know we talked about when we had this whole ADA compliant conversation before. We talked about just keeping it to the bare bones because, you know, you think about it, if they've got to keep up with this web page and you've got to keep up with your Canvas page and you've got to keep up with this page, it does seem overwhelming and it can be, you know, a lot. I know somebody also, is Katie with us? Katie Camry, is she happen to be with us today? They were saying that her page looks really good. If y'all want to take a look at hers, we can do that. Mark, do you want to share that screen or would you like for me to go to it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. I know that Wade was commenting on hers and how well it looked. So you can see, like, I mean, she just gave it that personal touch. She has a picture of her family. Of course, you don't have to put a picture of your family. You could do just a professional picture and just telling about herself. And this could be the same stuff that you put already on your about the teacher on your Canvas page. I mean, why not? Why recreate the wheel? And then she's got a homework tab. Do you mind clicking on that homework tab, please, sir? And then she also has her class rules or your norms. So
I think the point Nora's really making is that you're already going to have all this in your LMS, but you just need at least the minimum on your web page so that people go there. I mean, there was a time when schools did put a lot of assignments and stuff in their web pages, but now with all the LMSs like Canvas or Google Classroom, it's really not as necessary.
And I really wouldn't take the time, like I said, to recreate it. I would go copy and paste it. Now, this is one of the things that we need to talk about, and this is with caution. Okay, some people were saying that, you know, their pages at West and East, of course, you know, that they will be deleted eventually in December, around December. They were saying that they just wanted to transfer that content over. Now, I have heard with caution that they didn't, you know, that the learning team doesn't necessarily want us to do that. If you have things on there that are great and wonderful, you can copy and paste them back and forth, and we can have Mark to show you how to do that in just a second. Just copy and paste them from your old page to your new page. But what I was hearing is, you know, unless you've got a huge amount of content that you've built over the years and it's wonderful, they really would like for you to start fresh and have this like really up to date, because I do think that people will be looking at this because it is a new school. So if you don't mind, we would really like for you to start fresh, unless, like I said, you've got pages that just have thousands of links, they would really like for you to start fresh. Are there any questions about that?
And I suggest create a folder and save that stuff, like in your either OneDrive or Google Drive. And then you can go back and pick it out and use whatever you want later.
Mark, do you have a second just to show them, like kind of on another tab, how they could just copy and paste back and forth, or would you like for me to do that?
I can if you want to. That's what I was trying to debate. I don't know if it will work automatically. Like if you went in, Talisa, can I use you?
Sure.
So she's got some stuff right here. And I don't know if we go into edit page, I can get into it. So if she went into edit, it's still going to open up the same way. And then if you just highlight everything that you wanted to keep.
Control A or
Control A, I just tried that. It does everything on the entire, well, it did it that
right.
way. It did. So then you just copy it. I think you're going to have to use your keyboard shortcuts because I don't think it'll let you do it this way. So once you copy it, then you can go back over to your page. Let's see if I can just do it. I'm not going to save it to Letha, but I just want to see.
Okay.
So I just copied everything. Now I'm going on to her page here.
If it works, tell them to save it. Yeah.
I was going to add some updated stuff.
Oh, yeah.
See if it works. Letha, you want me
That's fine. I can
All
go
right,
back.
So I just went in and pasted it. I copied it in the other one. I saved it here. So now, notice there's nothing. If I refresh the page, here, put it all in.
Check the links.
What's that?
Check the links.
It looks like I'm looking at the link. It
It
says,
looks alive. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it worked. So that allows you to copy it and paste it over.
Why
Notice,
is part of the words hanging off?
I was going to say, notice our space is a little bit different
Yes.
on this page than it was on the other page. Trying to figure. Well, it did say when they changed the update, they made the box smaller that what stuff will fit into. So you don't have as much space as what you used to have. So you'd have to play around with the spacing in there if you wanted to. So when you're editing it, you just have to, I think you can make this smaller maybe. Let's see. Let's see if I saved that, if it did it.
And didn't we notice something about pictures as well, Mark, that pictures don't necessarily copy over?
Yeah, I think if you copy and paste when it had pictures, it made that part work, Talisa, but it didn't do all of it. But yeah, I think, well, it did do the picture for her right here. So it did the Appalachian. Maybe since it's already on Canvas, it is. I don't know if it's linking to that page, so I don't know. But it looks like it went in. You'll find out, I guess, December whenever when they delete the other page. So if the pictures go down, you might have to re-put back in your picture.
And the thing, don't forget to save your pages because you'll do a lot of work sometimes and then forget to save it. And then the other thing, you always have to go back and see what it looks like on the website because as you see, it doesn't always look like what you think it looks like.
You see, Talita, you might be able to make that picture a little bit smaller too, and then it might fit too.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You just got to click that pencil icon up there to be able to.
Maybe you can drag it. Yeah, the other side. There you go. I think that'll do it. Come on. I hope it works.
Let's see what that is.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
There you go.
So now it all fits in there for you.
Okay.
But you can edit that however you want to. I just wanted to try 1C.
Okay.
I do want to show one other thing. I'm going to go back to mine real quick just to show you. If you want to add any of those things in that I was telling you about, I'm going to close out of this. If you added in any of those pages, if you didn't want your overview for some reason to be first, you wanted your class rules to be the first thing that popped up. If you go to organize pages, you can sort of drag these around and put them in different places. So let's say I wanted my class rules to be first for some reason, and you save that. So now when you come back over here and I click on my name, now instead of going to my overview page, it's going to my class rules page. So that just allows you to rearrange what order you want the pages to show up. Now, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to put it back where it was. But that way you can sort of rearrange how it appears on the screen, or how they appear over here on the left-hand side. So now there's the overview now back at the top. So you can sort of play around with that too. But there are a lot of neat things that you can put in. And if you just click new page, there's different things that you can add in as well. And like we said, anything that you don't want to show up on your page, like if you don't want homework to show up, only thing you got to do is click that active button and it goes away and it won't show up when it's on your page. So you just click on the active button, it becomes inactive, so then it won't show up. So if you notice, I don't have a homework link because I turned that off. So anything you don't want to appear, just make it inactive and it won't show up.
Especially that calendar one, you may want to make it inactive because it doesn't necessarily link to the district ones. I mean, not yours, Mark, in particular. You might use it.
Yeah, I don't do it. But
if you're already keeping up with the calendar on your Canvas page, you might not want to have that calendar as well, because that's just something else for you to have to keep up with.
Is there any specific questions anybody's got that I can help with? I don't mind helping anybody that needs any help. So if anybody wants any after this, feel free to email me. I'll be glad to help you.
Same here. Susie and I are available. We can help you any way we can.
Do I have a page?
Let's see.
Should.
Yes, you do. It's on the faculty and staff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if you just click there, and then there should be that little button that says edit page.
Okay.
If somebody does, let me know. I can add you in. I don't know if I can change passwords. I think Wade or somebody at the county office has to change passwords, but I can create pages. Also, sorry. I know before, like when we did department pages, I don't know if we're going to do department pages again or not, but I can give everybody access to those accounts, and so that you can access those. If you did a club, I know we used to have club pages, so that I can give people, I can create the page and let you do with it whatever you want to. But anybody that needs a page, I can create different pages up here at the top too, or links. So if you know of something else that I need to add in, if you'll let me know, and I'll get Ms. McLean to approve it, and then I can create those pages for you.
Okay.
So,
That's great.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, I was interrupted.
And a reminder,
Playing, that's it. When you go to our school, doesn't it, or either home or our school, doesn't it have a page for the principal? Yes. There you go. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I've done an article or a little blurb.
all right, if they're not specific questions, like I said, you're more than welcome to go to that notes page, and please, please, please add down at the bottom. There's a whole section down there if you have a question or something's not working. Please just fill out that little page, because we're going to try to go through that list and answer any questions about the web pages and so forth. And I also put a link before that. There's a whole YouTube channel on Blackboard, and it's actually called the Blackboard Web Community Manager. Is what they call this whole, I thought it was called School Wires back in the day, but now that's what they call it. And like I said, we used to have like a PDF handbook for this. I have not seen one for the new interface. Rodney has contacted them, and so have I, asking if there's like an actual handbook, because I know some people like that paper pencil in their hand, that paper in their hand to go through the different, the new interface. If we get that, of course, I'll send it out to everybody. But if there's not any other questions, then, we can stay here as long as you need us to answer any specific questions.
Make sure you signed in for credit.
Yes, please make sure you sign in.
Where do I sign in?
It's over in the chat box. Here, I'll add it. I'll send it out again. You look at the chat box. I just sent it.
Mark's still presenting.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
She was adding you, Miss Wilson.
I put the notes in the chat box and the sign in the chat box. So.
And Allison, I did just go in and create you a page. So if you, I don't know if that gives you access to edit it or not. So you might want to try it real quick and see.
The good thing about that editing page, when you go to that overview page, it looks a lot like Word. You know, you can just copy and paste it just like Word. So, and it looks that looks very similar to the way it used to. I know they changed it a little bit, but
Similar to what y'all do in Canvas too.
I can edit it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
all right. Well, we'll stick on here for a few more minutes. Make sure you've signed in, and if you need anything else, please let us know. Ms.
Thank y'all.
In the chat box, there's a sign-in sheet. Let me send you the actual link. You see that link? I just sent it, Ms. McClain.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. Mr. Beeman, the same thing. If you can actually click on that actual link. And then if you need the notes for today, I'll put those over there again for you too.
If we did it on that other screen, will it still have our sign-in name on there by chance?
So that
It was a shared document, so we should be able to see it.
Okay, I just want to make sure my name is on there.
Yeah. We're all going to go through it right now, refresh.
And like I said, we can stick around here for a few minutes if anybody has specific things they want to ask us about or show us your screen and see if we can help you. We don't mind.
Y'all did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I hope y'all have a great day. Like I said, I'll stick around here. I'm going to stop recording though.
Okay.